Okay, miss. 1, 2, 3. Sawadee. Good afternoon, miss and everyone. Welcome to our tour. We are on the way going to the hidden tourism, that is Thailand. Today, I am very excited to be here to introduce you and to guide you to explore the land of Golden Temple and laughters and many interesting things. I guess that you are very surprised.
Before we go, let me show you four main points that we are going to discuss with you today about this country.
1. Brief introduction.
Second, three levels of culture.
The third, do's and don'ts.
Last one, verbal and non-verbal communication.
Okay, here we go. But first of all, we have already prepared for you an interesting warm-up activities, a game named Lucky Spin. So maybe have you have some very great things about Thailand before we learn more about this country. Are you ready? Let me tell you the rules of game.
We have all nine groups. Each group will take turns to answer the corresponding questions behind the number.
The number here is on the screen from 1 to 9, but the number will be random in order of 9 groups. Then will show you the random list on the text box so you can check.
Remember the numbers of your groups. I will call and you turn on your mic and answer.
Okay, we have 15 seconds for each question, and the question are rather word puzzle or multiple choice question.
Which team answered correctly, so we'll get the scores inside the yellow stars. And we have a note here. If you cannot answer, the other groups still have a chance to answer, and the lucky scores will belong to that group.
To be fair, we will give for each group 50 points first. Do you understand what we're gonna do? Okay, let's join the game. Okay, it will call group 1 first. Please turn on your mic.
We have to choose the number.
What number would you like to choose?
Five. Five.
Number 5.
Number 5. Okay, is it the name of the King of Thailand Royal Home Mac King Grand Project? Yeah, it's include 17 letters.
And you have 15 seconds.
Time's up.
Time's up. Have you had the answer?
Okay, I get the answer from group 1. This is the Phumipong Aduyade, right? Is it exactly? Good job. Okay, let me show you the points that you get. 30 points. Yeah, group 1 get 30 points. Okay, the next group is group 6.
We choose number 8.
Number 8.
Okay.
This is the official residence of Kings of Siam. 10 letters.
And 15 seconds. You should be hurry.
Hurry up, everyone.
Time's up.
So the answer is
The Grand Palace.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Grand Palace. Okay,
So
how much
let's
did you
let's
get?
see your score.
Oh, 25 points.
25. So next group 8.
We would like to choose number 1.
Number 1. Oh, very interesting. Rose of the North Thailand. 9 letters.
15 seconds.
Time's up. Yeah, I get your answer.
Oh, Chiang Mai. Is it right? That. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Group H.
I can see your answer. So because group 8 didn't answer and group 10 get the right answer. So 30 points will belong to group 10.
Okay, next group is group 9. Which one you would like to choose?
Group
Hello, group
9.
9.
We choose number 9.
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah,
So
number
we
9.
choose number 9. Yes.
Strain of Lord Rama the Great.
12 letters.
And 15 seconds.
Time's up.
Okay, and the answer from group 9.
Group 9.
Where are you, group 9? Okay,
Okay.
you from which groups?
Group 9.
Group
You
9,
can
okay,
from
okay.
Group 9. Yeah.
Okay, you get the right answer. Very good.
So let's go.
Oh, you get
Oh.
10 score.
Next
Okay,
group.
next group. Group 4.
Group
Group
10.
10,
Group
group 10,
10.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Group 10.
We would pick number 7.
7.
Number 7. My favorite number.
Yeah, Thailand's greatest open zoo and leisure park. It has 11 letters.
15 seconds.
Is it Safari Park?
It's very
Yes,
good.
very good.
Okay, let's show how much that you get from the answer. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
Group
next group.
4.
We would like to choose number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, the name of Thai traditional clothing.
15 seconds.
Chút
Time's up.
And
Have
you
you
have
had
the
the answer?
answer.
And
So the chance for other group. Oh.
oh, then we call it in Thai language to Thai. Okay, for the right answer is belong to group 8. Okay. Next group.
Group 2.
Hurry up, everyone.
I choose number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. Yeah.
Okay, can you say which one is the Thai food? 35 seconds.
5 seconds left. Time's
Time's
up.
up.
So it's a multiple choice.
Yeah.
Have you had the answer? Picture 1.
Picture 1.
How about group 2?
So the answer,
I remember
Yeah.
Jun Song has typed on the screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not correct. Three of them are Thai food,
Yeah.
not one. Group 3.
Okay, I would like to choose number 10.
Number?
Number,
We
10.
have 2 and 4.
we have
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
choose number 2.
yeah,
Number
number
two.
2. Island of coconut.
15 seconds left. Okay,
Time's
time's
up.
up.
Have you got the answer? The answer from group 3, Phuket.
Phuket.
Now let's check.
No, is
No.
it Koh Samui?
Now, last group, group 5. And number 4 for you. There seems to be a technical problem.
Okay. The games is over, and let me check the score. Wait for me in 1 minute. Okay, so the victory belongs to Team 1. Congratulations. Okay, I think it's time to start. As you all know, when we have a plan to live or just travel to another country, the basic thing we need to know about the people, the language, the geography, or about this country. And now, Bitful will help you understand more about that.
Thank you, Jen, for introducing me. Good afternoon, Miss Chang and everyone. My name is Bút Phương. I'm from Group 7. I'm very happy to be the first presenter of my group. So today I want to share with you some interesting information about history. In 5,000 years ago, Lita is known as Thailand's earliest inhabitants. The Mon and Khmer people established Thai kingdom that included large areas of the country. The Thai originally lived in the Southeast China and migrated into the main part of Southeast Asia over many centuries. The first mention their existence in the regions is 12th century AD inscription at Angkor Wat, which refer to Siam or Dakwa people as being vessel of the Khmer monarch. This is how Thailand became known as Siam, and its people called the Siamese. In 1238, a Thai chieftain declared his independence from the Khmer and established a kingdom at Sukhothai in the broad valley of the Manam River in the heart of modern-day Thailand. Over the century, there were a number of conflicts with the Burmese, which came to a head in 1767 when the Burmese invaded Ayutthaya and totally destroyed it. After a couple of years, two national heroes, Thaksin and Chakri, soon expelled the invaders and reunify the country under the Chakri dynasty. In 1782, Chakri established his new capital in Bangkok. He was later given the title of Rama I and was the first king of Chakri dynasty, which has held power to this day. During the 19th century, Thai succeeded in preserving the country's independence. It was the only Southeast Asian country to do so, was in part a result of desire of Britain and France for a stable buffer state between their dominions in Burma, Malaya, and Indochina. More significant thought was the willingness of Thailand monarch Mongkut Rama IV and Chulalongkorn Rama V negotiate openly with the European powers and to adopt European-style reform that modernized the country and won its sovereign status. And however, as it was then known, pay a high price for its independence and losing control over Cambodia and Laos to France and ceding the northern stage of the Malay Peninsula to Britain. In 1932, bloodless coup d'etat by military officers and civil servants ended the absolute monarchy and inaugurated Thailand's constitutional era. And in 1949, Thailand changed its name from Siam. Now I will move to the next point. Is people. It is the 20th most populous country in the world with a population of around 65 million people. Thai ethnicity includes Thai with 75%, Chinese with 14%, and others with 11%. It is divided into 4 groups. The first group is Kontai Paklang, live in the central regions, home to the country's capital, Chao Phraya Delta. This region includes the eastern and western part of Thailand. The second one is Kon Isan, live in the northeast of Thailand, mostly flat plateau lands, the biggest population. Their culture, language, and way of living are similar to Thai. The third Kontai live in the southern Thailand, the Malay Peninsula, with coastline on both sides and hundreds of small islands flanking the landmass. And the last one is Konu Saddle on the northern part of Thailand, mountainous and forested with 4 major rivers flowing north to south. This area used to be free state named Lana Kingdom. The third, while many who talk about Thailand might mention Katoe means lady boys in a tongue-in-cheek way. In Thailand, there are no jokes to be made. Katoe in a word used in Thailand to describe a male to female transgender person or a person of a third gender or an effeminate homosexual male. Transgender people are widely accepted in Thailand, and the same-sex couple are common and accepted too. While many people may have to keep their personal life and sexuality hidden at home. In Thailand, there are no need to do so. You can live your life whatever you like, free from judgment. And now I will move to geography. Thailand has a total size of 513,120 kilometers square, which is the 15th largest in the world. The land border is 4,863 kilometer long with Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, and Malaysia, located in the center of the Southeast Asian peninsula. Thailand's irregular shape defies any easy analog in the nature, but it has loosely been compared to the shape of an elephant's head, as you can see on the slide. With the northern part of the country is the animal's face and ears, and the thinner southern part in the Malay Peninsula is its trunk. The next point is language. Thai language is comprised of 44 consonants and 32 vowels and 5 tongues in Thai pronunciation. Along with a script has Indian origins. Regional dialects are particularly distinct depending on whether the speaker from to the north or the south of Thailand. Other languages spoken in Thailand are Chinese, Lao, Malay, and Mon Khmer. The use of English is become more prevalent in government and commerce. It is taught as a second language in secondary school and university, which enable the English speaker visitor in Thailand to have a little trouble in communication with each other. The large concentration of people speaking Thai outside of the country is in the U.S., in particular in the states of California and Los Angeles. And the last point I want to share with you today is religions. Religions in Thailand has a fascinating cultural history that can be seen through many sacred sites and temples scattered throughout the country. As you can see on the slide, there are a lot of famous temples in Thailand. Excluding the law that states the king must be Buddhist. There is no official Thailand religions. It means that all Thai people enjoy religious freedom. However, Buddhism is the most common Thailand region, with approximately 94% of the population following the Theravada religions. The main population follow the Muslim regions with 4.6%, the Catholic Christians with 0.7%, with the remaining 0.1% divided between Hindu and Sikh and Jewish religions. Now let's move on to the next part, 3 levels of culture, presented by my friend Quỳnh Anh and Huỳnh Hương.
Hello everyone, my name is Quỳnh Anh, and now I'm gonna talk about the surface level culture and intermediate level culture. First of all, I will give you information about surface level culture. In surface level culture, the first point I want to mention is temple. As we know, temple is more and more popular, and that is and Thailand is being a Buddhist country, so temples play a crucial role in their daily life. And Thai people usually go to Thailand to pray for good things such as good health, good fortune, and also to seek advice from the monks. And the second one I want to mention is tuk tuk. Tuk tuk is more and more popular in Thailand, and it's popular for Thai nationals and tourists, and it also is an important means of transportation in Thailand. and it offers a fun and authentic travel experience, and it is also a good way to travel short distance. The next one I want to talk about the Somtam. Here is the picture of Somtam, a spicy papaya salad from Northeastern. The flavor of Somtam combines well with the spice of chili pepper, the saltiness of fish sauce, the sourness of lamb or turmeric, and the sweetness of palm sugar. And the last point in service level culture, I want to talk about Muay Thai. Muay Thai is national sport and cultural martial art of Thailand, and it was developed for several hundreds of years ago, and it's known as the art of 8 limbs, which refer to 8 points such as the fist, elbows, knees, and shins. And nowadays, Muay Thai is more and more popular in the world. And when we mention the Muay Thai, we will recognize Thai immediately. And the next part, I will give you some information about symbols as well as their meaning and interpretation. The first one I want to talk about. Firstly, I want to talk about national flag of Thailand. Yeah, Thai national has 5 horizontal lines in 3 colors. The red represents for land and people. The white symbolizes for religions of the land, and the blue represents for king, or monarchy. And the second symbol is nation emblem. This is the Garuda is a mythological figure in Hinduism. It's half man and half bird. Adorns many Thai temples and is used as the national stamp of country in official seals and royal documents. And the third one I want to mention is rapture fruit, the golden shower tree in Thailand. It is known as Imperial Cassia. It is official tree of kingdom and represent for the richness of Thai flora. And you can see in the picture the golden yellow, a color that symbolizes both king and religion. The last one I want to mention in symbols is white elephant. Thai people celebrated the elephant's incredible strength, durability, and longevity. The white elephant is a symbol of royalty in Thailand as well. According to Buddhist tradition, on the eve of Buddha's birth, his mother had a dream and was given a lotus flower by the white elephant, and from that, elephant is so respected by Thai people, and it was even on the Siamese flag until the early 1900s. And now I will give you some meaning. I will give you meaning about the national flag. The red symbol the nation by representing the blood of ancestors who fought for the country, and the white color symbolize for spiritual purity, and the blue color is symbol for the importance of monarchy. And the meaning, and now I will give you the meanings of our national emblem. The Garuda is a mythological beast of Hindu and Buddhist tradition. According to Hindu mythological, the Garuda is the Havana of the god Vishnu. And the ancient kings of Thailand believed in divine kingship and consider themselves as the incarnation of the god Narayana. and thus the Garuda came to symbolize the divine power and authority of the king. And now I will share with you some things about norms in Thailand. The royal family of Thailand is held in very high respect, making the derogatory remarks about any of royal family is against the law, and the penalty is from 3 years to 15 years in prison. It depends on severity. And the second point is weight greeting. This is the traditional greeting with two hands raised like palms together. And if a local gives you a way to be polite, you can wave back. And the last point I want to share with you, Thai people, especially women, not much talk or meet the monks. Thai people claim that if someone does this action, it will show that she doesn't respect the monks, and it is a taboo in Thailand. And that's all for the service level culture and intimate level culture. And now Hương will give you some information about deep level culture.
Hello everyone and hello Miss. I'm Huỳnh Hương from Group 7 and I will introduce you the depth level culture of Thailand. The first is culture shared tradition. One thing you need to know about Thailand culture is that Thais take goals very seriously. And among the ghost story, none is more popular than the legend of Matnat Phra Khanon. Matnat was a beautiful woman who lived with her husband Tikmat in the Phra Khanon district of Bangkok. When masks were conscripted and sent to war, Nat were already pregnant. In this absence, both Nat and her baby died in childbirth, and the husband returned home, and he didn't know that he was living with ghosts. Villager was killed by Nats because they tried to warn Matt, but he didn't listen. However, one day he saw her arms extending and going through the floor to pick up a lamp. Because of fear, he ran and hid behind a plant and then hid in the temple, which ghosts couldn't enter. That made Nat furious. And finally, a Buddhist monk imprisoned her spirit in the skull and bound it on his waistband. To this day, it is said that the royal family keep the waistband to fully ensure everyone's safety. The second, if you have visited Thai temple, you will see the statue there may look similar to a snake or dragon, but in fact they are naga. It is a semi-divine being which feature in both Buddhism and Hinduism. The local people think that they are the cause of fireborne phenomenon which rise high into the air from the Mekong River. Their role as guardians have been considered to become a popular choice for temple statue because they are thought to prevent bad spirit and bad luck. The second is festival. I will introduce you two festivals, and the first one is Water Festival or Songkran. It is often considered as the biggest waterfall in the world. And Songkran Festival takes place in April every year from the 13th to 15th. Every year, hundreds and thousands of tourists come to Bangkok and large cities to experience Songkran. Besides the wild scenes, as you see the picture, can be seen with music. Many kinds of water guns, hose pies, packaged, which make the festival more colorful than normal. And in the Thai idea, throwing water means washing away bad luck from the previous year to welcome the good thing in New Year. The second festival is Gold Festival, Phi Ta Khong. The Gold Festival is held in 6 or 7 lunar months in Dan Sai district. It takes place over 3 days. On the first day, the local rally to wake the spirit of the moon river, Phura Upakut, to protect them. The second day involves games, concerts, parades, and many locals dancing on the street with their scary cold masks to announce the presence of spirits. And on the third and final day, the village listens to sermons from Buddhist monks. In general, Thai festival is very colorful, and if you take time to learn about it, you will see how beautiful and meaningful they are. Now we come to wedding. First, making married. Making married is important on special occasions, such as wedding. The popular way that couple can make married is granting an animal its freedom. They can release a bird from the cage or release a fish or turtle into the water. For Thai Buddhists, donating a marriage gift, such as money, to the local temple will ensure a lifetime of love for the marriage. If the groom makes a generous donation in the name of bride parents, it shows a great respect for both the bride and her family. And now we come to sale ceremony, called Rok Nam Sen. The bride and groom wear garlands around their neck, knees, and waist, while the elder says a few words and anoints them on forehead. A Kong Sang is filled with holy water and used by its guests to gently pour over the hand of the newly wed. Roxanne means to shock with water. Its guests place a gift, usually an envelope of money, and in return, the guest may receive a small memento of the wedding day. Now we come to funeral. Before the funeral in Thailand, after a person dies, the family traditionally keeps the body at home for a week before cremation. During this time, the family members pray over the body, and the monks may come to lead the prayer. The family will also do a bathing ceremony. First, they pour a drop of water on everyone's hands, including the deceased, and they tie a sacred white string to the deceased wrist and ankle. Thailand people believe that it provides good luck and protection for deceased life. They also put a roasted flower incense stick in their hands, and they put a coin in their mouth because they will need money to go to the next life. The final is a cremation. Family members lead the processions to the crematory. The monk will hold the string attached to the casket. They must walk counterclockwise around temple 3 times before heading to the crematory. The cremation takes place from half an hour to an hour. In Thai tradition, a funeral is a way to symbolize one rebirth, so it's very important. The second part in this level culture is culture shared beliefs. As you know, Buddhism plays a great role in Thai society and enriched the lives of Thai people. In all aspects, Buddhism teaches that life doesn't begin with birth, and does not end with death, but it leads to the change of life. It means that what a person has done in the brief life will affect to the next life. So Thai people intend to do things carefully. Also, Buddhists believe that love brings happiness and selfishness results in suffering. In addition, Buddhist temples are not only the place for religious belief, but also the place for to educate young people to become a good one in the future. Because some children cannot afford the fees of other school. And the final part in deep level culture is culture values. As you can see, this chart with the score of 20, Thai is a highly collectivist country that is benefit a close long-term committed to the member of the group. Loyalty is paramount and overrides other societal rules and regulation. You need to take time to build such relationship with Thai people. Thus, patience is necessary to do that, and we should then open discuss business with them on the first occasion. The second, Lord Power Distance. Thailand scored 64 on this dimension. It is a society in which the inequalities are accepted. A strict chain of command and protocol are observed. Employers should show their loyalty, respect to the superior, and in return for protection and guidance. Thus, the attitude toward the manager more formal, and the information flow is hierarchical and controlled. Third, high uncertain avoidance. Thailand scored an intermediate point 64, but it still refers to avoid uncertainty. Strict rules, laws, policies are adopted and implemented, which control everything to avoid unexpected. The society is very risk averse, and the changes have to be made for the greater good of the group. And final, Thailand scored 34 on this dimension, so thus is considered as feminine society. This lower value indicate a society with less assertiveness and competitiveness than the others. This situation also reinforced the traditional male and female roles within the population. That's all about the deep level culture of Thailand. So next, Thành Đạt will help me to introduce you the proper behavior in Thailand.
Now I will share what you should do and shouldn't do in Thailand. First of all, you should know the why when you meet someone in Thailand. It's a traditional and respectful greeting of the Thais. Bow your head and place your hands together in a prayer position. 3 times of quiet greeting. Put hands together and thumbs touch your chin for co-worker and friends. Touch your nose for older people. Touch your forehead for the king, monk, and Buddha, the highest level of respect in Thailand. And we also have a general one before your chest. Actually, if they are obviously younger than you, so you need them to wind them back. And if they are in a lower social status or someone like a shop clerk, you need to wind them. Just smile is enough. And for the opposite side, you should then point your feet. In Thai culture, feet are the dirtiest and lowest part of the body. If you let your feet higher than someone's head or put it on the chair or table, it's really rude. So don't point your feet to anyone, especially Buddha. Next one, because Thailand is the country of Buddhism. So in Thailand, you have to respect the monks. The monks you will encounter across Thailand, and you should be and you should be shown reverence. Crossing paths with one comes with its own set of rules. But when you meet one, don't ask any personal questions about them, and be cautious as they get to know you. Never pass anything directly to them. Put it down in the front of them instead. And if you are a woman, be extra careful with the monks. It's strictly forbidden for the monks to have physical contact with a woman, so don't touch or even brush past them. For the don't part, touching someone's head is considered rude in Thailand because the head is the scared and cleanest part of the body, so it's deemed offensive to touch people's head or hair. If you slip up and do this accidentally, apologize as soon as you can, and the Thais will quickly forgive for you. We have some like interesting story that when you come to the salon or the barber shop, the hairdressers here still ask permission before touching your head. And when you come to a house, a temple, a room, or a building, you should take up your shoes. And it's easy to figure out where you should take your shoe off by looking outside the order. It's quite similar to Japanese culture. And don't point at anyone with your index finger. It is similar to the middle finger in Western cultures. Thais don't use their index finger to point at anyone. It's considered rude. So if you don't need to point at something, hold your hand with your palm facing upwards and point using your whole hand. So this is especially polite if you trying to point at a person. Next one. You should smile a lot. Thais smile all the time, even when they're embarrassed or losing face, when they're happy or not. They consider smiles as miracle drugs, enabling themselves to enjoy their life better, release the life pressure and the stress. So smile as much as you can and everywhere. You shouldn't kiss or hug in public area. The Thais find it quite shocking. Quite shocking that Westerners kiss each other in public. So if you want to be thought of as polite and respectable, don't do it. To the Thais, it just makes you look at a low class. One more thing, you have to dress properly. It's very important when you visit a local temple. Make sure you are wearing conservative dress, sandals with a strap at the back, and remember, no shorts. You should be careful. You should be careful with the king. Thailand still have king, so they hold the king of Thailand in the highest regard. There's also a law in Thailand, the least matches law, which means you can be arrested for saying or doing anything that is disrespectfully to the king or other member of the royal family. It's bad, therefore, it's better not to mention the king and certainly never do anything that's disrespectful. Quite a few Westerners have been jailed recently for violating the least matches law, and Thais take it seriously. Next, eat with the spoon. When you enjoy the Thai meal, you will eat with the spoon in your right hand and the fork in your left hand. Use the fork to rake food onto your spoon, and remember, the fork never goes into the mouth. Chopsticks are usually used for Chinese dishes, noodles, and spring rolls. In public areas, you shouldn't raise your voice. If you have an argument, do not yell. It causes embarrassment and losing face. With Thai people, losing face is very important. It could affect negatively their reputation and the value of their voice in community. The last pair, treat the book with respect. A big deal in Thailand is to treat the books with your respect. Never place a book on the floor and never throw a book, even if it's just to your friend and you grab it. Make sure books are placed gently on surface, as they are deemed to be the place where people get the education, and this is treated with the most respect. Last one, you can quite surprised. Elephant is one of the symbols of Thailand, and when you come here, you shouldn't ride elephant. Elephant in parks and tourist attractions are often mistreated, and elephant riding is both physically and mentally harmful to the elephants. One way to enjoy these creatures, which ensure that they are being treated, you should go to the ethical elephant park, and remember that never ever ride an elephant. So that's all my part.
And now my plan
Plan
to
to
continue with
with
verbal
verbal
and
and
non-verbal
non-verbal
communication.
communication.
Okay, thanks, Dag. Hi, everyone, again. We are going to the last part of the lesson today is the verbal and non-verbal communication. First, we are going to discuss about the verbal communication. The first one is indirect communication. Thai people tend to have an indirect communication style and avoid giving flat-out refusals. In keeping interactions amenable, Thai people will often smile or nod. This gives their acknowledgement, but doesn't necessarily indicate their agreement or agreement. Unavoidable, blunt, or confrontational statements is generally prefaced with a phrase equivalent to, if you will allow me to be frank. This is partially skewed the occasional direct statement. Okay, about the honorifics. You know, honorifics. Uh, the familial terms are extended to nearly everyone. Co-worker who are slightly older than you, about the same age as a brother or sister. Yet the honorific fee, you call it fee, which is the same thing you call all the siblings. A friend who just younger than you is nong, same as younger sibling. In we call in Thai language is lung or bar. Bar are used often as aunt or uncle and can be used to address anyone within the same generation as your parents. In gu or yai are the words from grandpa and grandma. Again, can be used to address anyone who are in the same generation with your grandparents. Humor. Yeah, humor is everywhere in Thailand. It is common for Thai people to joke with each other during the conversation, and this is the typical way to make the conversations lighthearted. It's also used to cover the emotions and of sadness, and when discussing a tragic or difficult situation. Yeah, next one we have swearing. Swearing in Thailand generally not is you in casual conversation. soft voice. Next one, the soft voice. Thais are often soft-spoken. If you're raising voice with one person, it is generally frowned upon as it implies a loss of control in the situation. It can cause a person to lose the face, like that as mentioned before. People from Bangkok tend to speak louder and faster. Okay, we are move on to the nonverbal communication. The first one is the physical contact. The physical contact in Thailand is acceptable amongst the people in the same channel, and but it is usually minimal. Public displays of affection between couples, such as holding hands or kissing, are generally not shown. Buddhist monks are not supposed to make any physical contact with women. Personal space. Okay, remember the general distance between two people conversing is an arm length. Yes. And if the relationship is a friend or we have a close acquaintance, this distance is shorter, becomes shorter. Okay, we move on to the gestures in Thailand. Okay, do not use the hand to emphasize the point in the conversation. Pointing. Let me go to the pointing. Pointing with a single finger is considered to be rude and accusatory. How about the eye contact in Thailand? Eye contact shows attentiveness to the person talking. Intense eye contact can be viewed as a challenge to the other person. When being instructed or spoken to a superior, it is respectful to lower one's eyes. Yes, we are going to discuss about the height and bowing. An important way Thai show the respect is through lowering their head. Looming above someone in Thailand can be considered an aggressive form or a section. Yes, and remember, it is very especially disrespectful to the position one has at a height higher than the Buddha. Okay, next one is nodding. Nodding. Thai people often nod to acknowledge what is said. However, it does not always mean they agree or understand. It's primarily a gesture made of politeness. About beckoning. The common way to beckon someone is by gesturing with own fingers, facing downward or upward oneself. It's the same gesture that that's represent showing in Australia that we have learned before. And smiling. Yeah, Thai usually smile often in conversation, and it's candidate happiness. Smiling sometimes use an attempt to cover awkwardness and sadness. Head. Okay, remember, never touch someone on the top of their head. Yes, it is considered to be the more sacred part of the body. The last one is the feet. Feet are considered to the darkest part of the body, as that mentioned before, and you shouldn't be used to point at things or move objects. Okay, that's
Okay, hello, Miss, and everyone again. Our group tour mostly end, but at the end, we have a small game to sum up what we represented today. We have a clip with 20 key points in 1 minute. Each group will note down as many as you can. After watching this clip, one person from each group will type the answer on the chat box. Remember, only one person of each group. If I see two more person of each group type the answer on the chat box, this group will be out, and the time of typing just in 1 minute. Which group has not typed the answer on time will be out. Okay, now everyone, if you understand what we're gonna do, please type yes.
and I will play the video. Okay, hello. I hope you guys enjoy the video of Mark Drips. Okay, everyone, the second time. Okay, everyone, now this is the time for you guys to type the answer on the chat box. Just 1 minute left.
Let's go, everyone.
No.
Okay, it's time is over.
We will count to 10. 1,
2,
2,
3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9.
10.
Time's up. No typing anymore.
And thank you everyone for attention, for listening to our presentation. And we would highly welcome your feedback and your questions. The results of this game we will show later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Room number 7. Now it's time for the feedback from participants. So I just want to ask group number 7, who made the final clip